Hey there and welcome back to another video. This one is the conclusion to the Pacific campaign. We finished this up a while ago and I just never really got around to making the video on it. So here it is and hope you enjoy. So just a quick refresher. It's Germans are in the area as a part of an expeditionary force and they're teaming up with the Japanese and they're trying to, with all the battles and movements going on in the Pacific, there's an island that is lightly defended, so they're looking to take it over. So the Axis are just trying to capture, and the Allies are trying to withhold. For the purposes of balance, we put the Soviets in on the Ally side because to make it an even 3-on-3 faction. So one thing we did do this time around is I ended up putting together a little newsletter just as a little addition. So I'll kind of run through the mission and kind of pause. This was like a kickoff campaign or kickoff newsletter for the campaign, get everybody involved, and then a refresher on the campaign itself. The attacking force, it's a very linear, and we just it's a win-loss draw setup. So we play all in this one. We did 4 games, and if the attacker gets a certain amount of points for each, whether they win, lose, or draw, and based on the number of points is if the attacker is a winner or not for the campaign. So the first mission, we skipped past the beach landing. The group, we weren't particularly interested in it, so we just jumped right into beach landing and then inland push. And this one was a pretty interesting mission in that there's a bunker that they're trying to basically get a hold of, and there's like a little secret bunker, or like what the attacking force thinks is a destroyed bunker, but it really has tunnels and stuff still to it. So that was a cool mission. And then the newsletter for that. Won't spend too much time on these, but just have it here. So if you want to pause it and read over all the little background on what happened. So the second in this one is it was vital location, and you're trying to capture the runway here. We got the Americans shown up here, and we did have some assets. Certain missions have assets, and so you're able to set up. In this case, they're able to set up little hardcover and barbed wire and different obstacles. So yeah, it was cool. Like I said, being the defender in this one was a little bit tougher, but it was not impossible. But you did have to be pretty smart on it. And then getting the newsletter for here. Then on to game 3. This one I actually liked. So normally when you're the defender of a campaign, you're going to be the defender the whole time, or if you're the attacker the whole time in a linear one. This one, we kind of swapped it up a bit, and it was basically the defending forces were setting up to attack a convoy of the island invaders. And this one was interesting, so you're playing it long ways, and you have the defender is now the attacker for the purpose of this mission. And it changes things up, especially if you're playing kind of a narrative campaign or something. If you're the defender, you feel like you're kind of being, the punching bag, or you can feel that way. So it is nice to be able to switch it up about a little way through, at least so they you get the chance to be an attacker. Our newsletter on this one, some action poses. And then on to the final. So, like I said, it was very linear, and it's the attacking force, in this case Axis, have gathered up everything they needed, and they're chomping away and they're capturing the island. So we're down to a final holdout. So they get a very large point margin, but they have to they have to overwhelm you. So they can't just win by 1. In this case, this mission, you had to win by like 5 victory points. And you get, the attacker gets a decent number of extra points, defender gets more assets, and you just kind of fight it out and see who wins. And then on to the last one, or the newsletter, some more different shots. So the conclusion. So the Axis ended up scored 9 points, which gave them a minor victory rounding. And we did have, as far as the army makeups, a Soviet, Canadian, Japanese, and then 2 Germans. We did notice there were some tweaks that we probably wanted to do going forward. Nothing really major. Dropping down some of the attacker bonuses and points down a little bit. Probably rearranging the assets. Not necessarily rearranging them, but changing either the effect or how much you get. We noticed some were picked more than others. And then continuing on, so on the non-campaign side, it was very easy to convert some bolt-action campaign books and missions to Conflict 47. So I'll probably continue doing that. In this one, I used I think Empire in Flames, the New Guinea book, and there's one other I think in the Pacific I'm blocking on, but primarily those two. And yeah, it's very easy. You kind of just look through it, pick out what you like. Most of the assets, they started out as siege assets from the Fortress Budapest book, but we've kind of been adding and tweaking to them to give us something unique to our group and what we like. Going forward, we're going to be looking for more books and bolt action stuff to convert over as far as campaign packs. And then that'll give us, we have give us 3 solid campaigns, and we'll probably start tweaking the assets and things to give us some more, or better balance, at least for our group. But overall, it was a really good time, a lot of great opponents, and I think everybody had a good time with it. We're looking to probably start talks now about what we're going to do for our next one, since it's been a while since we actually finished the campaign. But overall, thanks for watching, and have a good one.